For game number 3 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League finals between Burlington and Orangeville, your starting goaltenders. Number 30, Deacon Knott, 31 saves in game number 2. That was a 10-6 loss for Burlington, although he did lead them to a 12-10 victory in this building in game number 1. One of the big reasons why the Blaze are here in this series. On the other side, we look to Orangeville Northmen goaltender Chris Origlieri. Whether you call him OG, whether you call him O-Rig, this league calls him the reigning goaltender of the year. 61 saves for the win in game number 2. It's probably some more hardware coming his way. Plays for the San Diego Seals as well. Deacon Knott, a product of the Philadelphia Wings. These two are going to go head-to-head in game number 3 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals. It's brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario, and it comes your way next. Road teams have won both games to start this series in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals. Again, it was 12-10 for Burlington in this barn. The first home loss for Orangeville since July 15th of last year. And then Orangeville answering back in Burlington on Friday night, a 10-6 victory. 5 straight goals in that third period. Burlington led just once for a brief period at the beginning of that third. It was Nate Ruff adding 2 empty netters to clinch the series tying victory. I'm Matthew Carrick in for the JVI Sports Network as we present the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We switch back to Tony Rose Arena for game number 3. Yes, it's hot in here as well, as this place is going to be jumping much like it was on Friday at Central Arena. Joel Furman, Kyle Kennery, and John Vandergees in your 3 officials. And right away, face-off goes the way of Burlington, who are in their black uniforms with red buckets, and they will go right to left in this first period off the visitors' bench. Will McLeod into the corner. This is the big story of this game. It's Coltrane Tyson playing his first action since June the 6th. Only 5 games played here this season, although did have 24 points, 15 of them goals through that span. Brooks English coughed up the ball there, and it'll be first possession back the other way for Colin Barnett. And the Orangeville Northmen, his pass skips away from Joey Spallina far side. They're without their captain tonight, Jaden Siapara. So I believe it's Elijah Edwards who's going to slot in defensively. With Tyson in, it's Zach Thompson out. Jaden Smith will come in for Steve Delamonache, but Ty English on the run, a sidearm shot. He had 4 points. One of them goals in game number 2, which was a rough night for the Burlington offense. And at the tail end, you could see perhaps a conversation there between Cole Teeple and Coltrane Tyson. And as Ty English's goal goes in, we will get our first power play of the game coming up to Burlington. I believe it's Teeple in the box. Braden Saris will quarterback it. Marinier in the corner is Rosa. And they tried that play a number of times on the power play on Friday, albeit with Chuck Rawson instead of Tyson. With a bit of a give and go down into the corner with Rosa being the setup man. Here's the star of game number 1. Colton Marquis had 6 goals in a losing effort. Trey Deer, 4 points. Game number 2 will go back to number 22. Marquis from long range. It was that skip pass from the shooter spot that fooled Deacon Knott 6 times. Liam Matthews going to chase Rawson now down below goal line extended. Back up top, Marinier. Saris. He passes to Tyson. They'll play catch up top, and now Marinier circles off center. Kind of using the play that Orangeville will like to run on their power play. So bounce to Owen Rand, who comes back and over center. The chrome head of the stick flashing there from Caleb Benedict. He'll go to the orange-headed stick of Jamison Bucktooth, whose left-handed shot sails off the end boards. Had to be swift there to get it away from Amos Whitcomb, who made his return to the series in game number 1 here in this building. An off-season trade acquisition from Oakville. Saris quickly to Rawson, no Tyson this time. As a shot comes through in Origlieri, his first major test of the game is a kick save by the right foot. 15 seconds left in the power play. Alex Marinier behind the back from Saris, the return pass, and the hard shot off the shoulder of Orig. And it's played back and up to Nate Ruff, again, who iced game number 2 with a pair of transition goals into the empty net on Friday. Back to even strength we go. Trey Deer to Liam Matthews. He led the attack with a hat trick and 5 points the other night. Quietly solid with 9 points through the series. Pass intended for Tyson. He was unawares of it, and Edwards will jog it up and over center. Bucktooth setting the screen. Get the bounce pass. He'll wait for Cameron Pack. The only trade deadline acquisition of the Northmen. Head off the floor. Here's Spallina. Cohen Jennings will work around a screen. The bench wanted it to be a moving one, with Ben Trumbull going down, but ball's going to bounce away from everybody, and it'll go for a shot clock violation here against the Northmen. 4 minutes gone, early goings of this first period, scheduled for 3:20s. Braden Saris to Marinier. Far side Rawson, he'll put it in the corner for Coltrane Tyson. Works past the screen, takes the shot, and Origlieri will make the save. That's not where Tyson is at his best, although he can score from the outside. He likes to use his size and body to drive. Been off for a long time. We'll see how long it takes before he decides to get physical. Here's Liam Matthews now with 10 on his shot clock. Over to the far side, all kinds of room for Marquis, and Deacon Knott makes the save. Going for the rebound, Marquis was knocked down, so fresh 30 seconds here. Bucktooth. Pass tipped away by Brooks English. It'll bounce straight back. And Burlington has it roll down and into Origlieri. Aiden Long. Up top to Deer. He'll go outside. This is Jennings. Now for Whitcomb in the corner, Spallina. Joey Spallina around his screen. Another low shot there, and that one not saw and saved as well. Ty English. Lone goal scorer so far from his wrong side. Trying to find the 5-hole, and it's caught between the stick and the left leg of Chris Origlieri. Cameron Pack just beats the 8 count. to get it over center. And now Matthews from the corner will wait for the last man off the bench. It's Amos Whitcomb, who spins around. Check there from Marquis. His shot goes wide off the end boards, and this will be an over and back violation. Ben Trumbull keeping it high, the transition player of the year into the goaltender of the year, Chris Origlieri. Congratulations to Dan McRae, his staff, Kevin Brownell, Alex Krepinsen, Justin Wilson-Kirby, MJ Kuikenpelt as well, who are the Jim Bishop Award winners in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League for coaching staff of the year. They're watching Trey Deer from the outside now, giving to Spalina, and they're late in the shot clock again. Our Orangeville, and a double team takes him down just as the horn sounds. Jaden Smith starts the counter attack back over center. Josh Rosa up for Coltrane Tyson. Sends it to the outside. Rawson was stopped in his tracks, and then trying to pass to the near side. Marinier, it bounces wide, and Tyson showing some speed to catch up to Aiden Long. Just over 7 minutes gone here in the first period. Swim move tried by Marquis. He'll go to Bucktooth after it didn't work. One-on-one up high. Matthews reaches past the screen, and down to his knees goes Deacon Knott to make the save. Loose ball bouncing away. Ty English, first one to catch up to it, as he was pinballing between a couple of Orangeville players. And now they'll get it back. Cameron Pack taken down. Cole Teeple off and running. And as Pack was taken down, we're going to get another penalty coming here. This time it'll be to Burlington. Capitalized on the first and only power play so far of this game. 5 in the shot clock for Bucktooth up top. And down to a knee goes Knott to make the save. It will be a slashing call. I believe that's Ty English that's gone over to the box. There is one chant of "you can't do that." Young fan trying to get the older fans involved here. Power play will set up. They like to go quick stick. If it's not to Spalina, who's not out there right now. Liam Matthews, though, picks the corner. So a perfect night on both sides right now for the power plays. Bucktooth behind the back to Matthews. What a deceptive release. As it looks like it's going far side on Knott, and it comes back in to go over the left corner. Liam Matthews has come alive in the last couple of games, including a hat trick to lead Orangeville back in game number 2. Aiden Fern will win the face-off. He made his return to the series in game number 2. And again, without Stephen Delamontache at the face-off dot, who has been next to unbeatable throughout the playoffs. Could see the face-off game starting to shift the Hornheads' way. Bucktooth and Marquis picking up assists. This is Tyson. This is what he does best, except he's going to take a chop there from Matthews after getting stood up by Long. Back near side, Tyson, quick shot, trying to beat the shot clock, and it'll go off of Origlieri and up out of play. Tyson's going to see all kinds of Cameron Pack tonight, it looks like, as they go head-to-head. Looked like the glove came up near the face mask of Pack, but all that does was take him out of the play, giving Rawson a chance to walk through to Origlieri. Orangeville paying a lot of attention to number 23. Matthews outside. Marquis puts it on the boards for Whitcomb. No shot, Trade Deer. He'll send it back to a cutting Whitcomb. And he had it knocked away. Running up with it, Owen Taze. One of a number of Nepean players to dress for Burlington in this series and the playoffs. Chase Chavon. With the wooden stick there to knock it free. Chavon missing game number 1. Ball bouncing around, not trying to reach for it. It's Benedict that made the save. Made the shot, will now recover to stand up Vredenberg, who then finds Marinier cutting through. Nate Ruff the rebound. Here's Bucktooth. Past the halfway mark of our first period. Tied 1-1. Low shot, Amos Whitcomb. That will skip off the end glass. And we had a shoving match between Whitcomb and Connor Knock, another one of those Nepean players. Had a whistle, but it was just a restart play at center. Braden Saris looking off Trumbull momentarily, as now Chavon stares down Tyson on the far side, and Origlieri there to hang on to another rebound. Orangeville had numbers, didn't quite get there quick enough. Nate Ruff's shot off a body and up out of play. Looked like it was off Burlington, although they were saying it should go back their way. And we had some rough stuff near the end of game number 2. Once everything was decided, a lot of individual conversations, although no gloves down or anything. Cohen Jennings! The patience and the moves. Picks up the loose ball, and Knott is just at his mercy after the big initial fake. Puts a couple more on just for good measure, and had a wide open cage to shoot at after that. So before he was rudely interrupted by that goal. This is the point of this series where players have seen a lot and perhaps too much of each other. A lot of individual battles, seen a lot of extra stick swings here in this game. Ty English, the swim move to beat Aiden Long. Now trying to cut the corner on Colm Barnett, gets double teamed back behind in the corner. English still with it, will pass to Rawson and then go set a screen. Rawson to the middle, no shot, so he gives to Ben Trumbull. Trumbull rips one, Origlieri the save. Rebound picked up by Orangeville, they'll get it to Nate Ruff at center. There's Noah Millsap with the pass. Ruff ran out of space before he could let one fly, and he'll go all the way back up top to Benedict. Bucktooth, sidearm, and that one fooled Knott, went down in the shoulder, and arm had to come back up to take that one into the rafters instead of under the bar. Trey Deer for Benedict. Shot from Bucktooth, that time Knott saw it and put his left glove in the way. Trumbull trailing Jaden Smith, Ben Trumbull over top of Cameron Pack, who goes back to give him a couple chops. Rebound over into the corner, kicked back to the crease of Origlieri, who will handle it out of midair. Cole Teeple across that iconic Northmen logo right at center floor here in the hot Tony Rose Arena, the Bunny Barn. Shot from Matthews goes off of Burlington. They were saying no over and back, but then as he grabbed it and gained possession, his momentum took him over the line, and it'll go back to Burlington. By the way, this series is headed back to Burlington Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Only way to see that game is to get there. Rosa, quick stick shot off the bucket of Origlieri. There will be a game 5, which means we'll be back here on Thursday, also at 8. Trey Deer from the outside. Trailer off the bench is Whitcomb. Brings it back to Deer. Deer to the crease and stepped in. Again, it was a long night for the Orangeville offense until they got going in that third period. Trey Deer, 4 points, including 2 goals. Marquis, by comparison, 1 point in game number 2 after a 6-goal outburst in the series opener. Errant pass ends up in Orangeville's bench. So Trey Deer goes back the other way. Benedict up top for Marquis. Here's Cohen Jennings. Has the go-ahead goal right now. Liam Matthews with the ball has the other. And it's Marquis again. Low shot and not looking behind him. But the ball was underneath his body. Up to Vredenberg, the captain. Couple touch passes before it's in the stick of Josh Rosa. He was an off-season trade acquisition. KW last year was actually reassigned in junior B card. Ended up playing, I believe it was Windsor. Here's Joey Spallina. I haven't seen him out there too much here throughout this first period, but Spallina did get a touch there. Getting it to Deer. Now Spallina through the middle. Looking to set a screen here for Bucktooth. Whitcomb with it back. Benedict will find space for him. Popping out of the pile is Deer. Takes a shot off the end boards. From long range, Whitcomb sends it off a body and up and out of play. It's off of Connor Knock. So fresh 30 here for the Northmen. Jennings taking care of 2 players. That allows Deer to wheel over the top, and he'll skip one off the end glass, which also goes up and out of play. That one didn't hit anything first, though, so it'll be the Blaze with English and Saris and Ben Trumbull working out of the corner. Trumbull up top to Tyson. Siobhan on him, sliding over after this screen was Pack. Give a couple chops to Tyson. Through the middle, Saris on the run. Sidearm shot hits the end boards, and Teeple will gain possession just before the ball went over and back. Closing in on 4 minutes to go here in the first period. 2-1 lead for Orangeville. That was the score after the first period on Friday night, by the way. Spallina to Whitcomb. Ball skips away from him. Bucktooth is going to let it go. That opens the door for Vredenberg. No whistle. Takes the shot. That looked like it got behind Origlieri, but the English on the ball kept it a no goal. Trey Deer. Benedict. Volkov steering Deer outside. It comes back to Whitcomb, and man, a lot of these Orangeville shots missing the mark. Here's Alexis Samar turning it into transition the other way. Down is Origlieri after making the save. Pops back up as Samar gets it, but opens a huge shot for Marinier and had way more time and space, I think, than he realized, because he fired it off the glass, and he's going to slam his stick as he heads to the bench. Transition in this building for Burlington were near lethal in game number 1, although only amounting to 3 assists in the game Friday. Deer on the doorstep. What a pass from Matthews to find him. but the finish from Trey Deer has Orangeville up by 2. Deer's just going to slip his man and flip there from Matthews. Finds Deer on the doorstep, and a great finishing move from number 91. Goaltenders will take a chance for a Gatorade break. Rusty Kruger giving some offensive instruction there. Have yet to really see a lot from Will McLeod in this series either, the other lefty, so him and Tyson kind of play the same spot on that Burlington offense. So it'll be interesting to see if they share the floor. No points for McLeod on Friday night. As the goal scorers in that game, Rawson had a pair, Marinier with 2, Ty English, goal and 2 assists, Saris, a goal and an assist from the Burlington side. Knott comes out to throw a big screen and actually broke his stick in half. And he's going to try and sneak to the bench to grab a new one. Tyson realizes it down floor, and he's going to hold on now. Of course, that stick of Knott got him in trouble. How about the stick of Tyson making trouble? So it was a bit of a nothing play, and then Tyson all of a sudden, the low shot past the screen. And those are the ones that we've seen. Now they're going to try and choose your weapon over there from Burlington. The first stick they gave Knott wasn't the right one. And going to have to talk to some of my goaltending friends here, because those plastic sticks, I know when runners break the shaft, they just replace the head on a new shaft. When you've got that big woody canoe paddle style that we use here in the summer, if the shaft breaks, you've got to be real confident in whoever strung that for you that it's going to operate the exact same. That's the one that's now sitting useless over on the bench. Nice wall decoration for Deacon Knott nonetheless. The shot from English bounces off of Riglieri and goes into the corner, picked up by Nate Ruff. And we're down to the 2-minute warning here in period number 1. Orangeville lead 3-2. Benedict to Whitcomb. Back for Matthews, has a running room, takes the shot, and that's off the shoulder of Knott. Bradenburg lost the glove and a stick right in front of Knott, chased his man down into the corner, has to come back and recover it, and then gets drilled by Whitcomb. Matthews can't find him cutting through. Caleb Benedict up top. Matthews looking for Marquis. He stopped up, but so did Benedict. Now Benedict will bounce it off the boards for Whitcomb and try to get back to Liam Matthews. They both went down. Volkov, they're late in the 8 count, does go across center, but we've got a delayed penalty coming. Volkov dropping the shoulder. Here's Marinier. Knott to the bench, extra attacker on inside the final minute of this first period. Saris, Tyson, Marinier. Rawson's the extra man, stirring up trouble through the middle, and the shot comes, and it'll be caught by Riglieri. Second power play coming here to Burlington. That'll be Matthews, who's in conversation with Kyle Kennery. Him and John Vandergiesen have worked both games so far of this final series. Blair Ferguson subs out in favor of Joel Furman tonight. Here's Marinier to the far side. Rawson can't hang on to it. And the rebound picked up by Barnett. Tyson gives him a shove. May have forced that pass wide. And it'll be Nate Ruff grabbing it in front of Ty English. Spalina inside a triple team right near center. Just had to dump it away. And Trey Deer couldn't catch up to it. Ty English. Dying seconds of the period. Marinier wants the shot. Takes it off the foot. Looked like of Noah Millsap. And that's where the first period is going to end. 3-2 in favor of the Orangeville Northmen. This has been a tight series. It looks like it's going to go down to the wire here today as well. You are watching game number 3 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We'll be back for period number 2 in 9.5 minutes.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best, and that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family, it's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
Back here at Tony Rose Arena where Orangeville lead 3-2. Here's how they got there with Ty English scoring the first goal. Power plays perfect in that first period. 1 for 1 each way. And Liam Matthews, man, starting to heat up in this series. That time, save made by Deacon Knott, but we talked about his 3 goals, 2 assists in game number 2, and 9 points so far throughout the series. Already with 2 more in this game, a power play goal and an assist. And the 2 goaltenders, you would expect nothing else, have been solid through that first period as well. Deacon Knott one way, well, maybe not there as he got undressed by Cohen Jennings, but Chris Origlieri back the other side. That one was close, looked like it bounced in behind Origlieri, but the English kept it on the correct side of the line. And that was a big call because it led to 3 goals from Orangeville before Coltrane Tyson gets Burlington back on the board. Northmen making their way back in front of their home crowd here for period number 2. They'll be shorthanded for 1 minute and 11 seconds to start this second period. This is game number 3 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League finals. The winner goes to the Minto Cup, and both of these teams were 1 game away from doing that last year. Orangeville lost in 5 games to Whitby Warriors. What a battle that series was. And then it was Burlington falling to the Toronto Beaches. Both of those 2 teams, Toronto and Whitby, making it to last year's Minto Cup in the Powerade Center, CAA Center in Brampton, won by the Whitby Warriors. There will be a new Minto Cup champion, and there will be a new Ontario representative. Burlington have never been there. Never won the Ontario Junior title. Last time Orangeville did it was when they knocked off Burlington in the OJLL finals back in 2019 and went on to win the Minto Cup out in Coquitlam. We get you set for the second period. Orangeville now going right to left. Aiden Fern in to take this face-off. Ben Trumbull at the dot. Again, no Steve Delamonache in this game. And I asked Dan McRae if that was a concern for him, and he said, actually didn't really answer the question, but said that they would go by committee, that he was comfortable with Trumbull. Mentioned a few other names as we see Trumbull take that draw right there, although it was Fern corralling the loose ball on the near boards. Now English jogging it up. Penalty time has been taken down to 40 seconds with that scrambled face-off. And the man to watch here is Josh Rosa, the low crease man with the ball right now. He's the setup man. Takes it down low, goes for Tyson. And the double screen will open the shot, but not opening it enough. Tyson will dive for the ball, and it's kicked ahead by Ruff, but a little bit too far, and the shot clock sounds here against Burlington. Quickly after it is Trey Deer. They want the man off the bench. It's Cohen Jennings, and Knott recovers to make the save. Dangerous, quick play. This is the period for transition for Orangeville historically, but both of these 2 teams have run it out in the second frame in both games so far. Spallina up over the top, looks off the shot, goes to Matthews, who does take it and not down low to knock the ball out to the near boards, where Trey Deer will pick up the rebound and get a reset. That also takes us back 5-on-5. Golden Marquis to the far side. Matthews rips his shot and heads up John Vandergees and heads up in the crowd. That one goes over the glass and I think becomes a souvenir. Chuck Rawson in the corner. Back across for Ty English. Lots of movement on this set right now, including Will McLeod, who brings it back for English. Rosa has just cleared out. English shot, save made by Origlieri. Rebound, though, picked up. It's Will McLeod, who lost the ball at the hands of Elijah Edwards, who's still looking for it. Takes the stick out of the hands, and Siobhan, I think, went for the big hit instead of the ball. Swim move here. Brooks English, a number of moves, but the last one goes to Origlieri. The saves that are being made in that net. 8-second violation. Ty English. Big rough and tumble play there. Opens it for Volkov. Off the bench. Tyson, low shot. And it goes off the end boards. Orangeville can't get a change. Cameron Pack's going to take it himself. Shot towards the left leg there of Knott, who slammed the door. Play starting to open up. Here comes Vredenberg. High pass. Had to be brought down, and now it'll be Benedict. Cole Teeple. Far side, Matthews, no room. Finds a space anyways, and touchdown in the crease. Before taking the shot. Knock. Tyson. Coltrane Tyson. Puts it back up top, Marinier. Now Tyson, the pick from McLeod. Rosa will clear space for Braden Saris, and Origlieri sees that as well. Ball bouncing out and past the over and back line, but because it was a rebound, no violation. Instead, fresh 30 here for Burlington. Tyson. Gets it to Marinier, who spins off coverage. Took the shot. Rebound bounces right back to McLeod, who's getting worked over on the crease. Has the rebound into Barnett, who sheds a pair of defenders. Off the bench is Deere. Wide open, quick stick. Oh, Connor Deacon, excuse me. Stick of Deere goes flying out and into the corner, and or was it underneath of Volkov? Volkov went down. Get a look at what happened here. The official is talking about it. This is the transition opportunity that preceded that last play. I think the shot just missed the crossbar, but Knott has made saves of that nature throughout this playoffs. Especially strong going right to left. Did it in this building, did it on Friday, did it a couple times in the Mimico series. And we have seen him do that and not get up a couple times as well. Dan McCray getting an explanation here. Phil Sanderson wants one as well over on that Orangeville bench, because we're going to have draw ball after Volkov and Deere got tangled up in front of the crease of Knott. Brooks English controls that face-off. Won by Connor Knock. And trying to find a cutting Rosa. Saris was sneaking through as well. Ball bypasses both of them. Ty English to Chuck Rawson. Over the top. No look to the cutter. Backdoor Saris. Gets the reset as Tyson handles the rebound. He wants English to slow the pace. It's Rawson up top. Tyson. Rawson coming to throw the screen. The return pass as Rawson rolled toward the cage. Goes errant, and Noah Millsap brings it across the timeline. Colton Marquis. Tyson manhandling Millsap, then stepped on the errant stick. Millsap still wants a piece of Tyson, and look out, Amos Whitcomb going over with a couple big chops. That resets the shot clock. They'll find Matthews far side for Marquis. This is his big lane, and shoots it just wide, as he has not been able to find the range that he had back here 4 nights ago. Ty English, long shift. Gonna head off here. McLeod tries to quick stick it back door to Marinier. And McLeod gets filled in on the outside board. Saris, long shot from up top from Ben Trumbull. Rattled around in the crease there of Origlieri, but does stay on the correct side of the line if you're an Orangeville fan, and we remain 3-2. Spallina. Keeping near side. Now he'll go to Trade Deer with a fresh stick. 5 on the shot clock as Spallina gets it back from long range. Fires it off, knotting up into the crowd. Cole Teeple starts the counterattack with Benedict. Over for Jameson Bucktooth. He's forced wide by Trumbull. Bucktooth returns it for Deer in the middle, looking for Spallina. Pass never got out of the stick of Trey Deer. Now Spallina can't get a shot away as it's Trumbull playing defense on him. Ben Trumbull everywhere, showing you why he was Transition Player of the Year and early off the bench. I believe was Burlington for the wide open breakaway from Saris, and they'll go back to the penalty box, giving Orangeville their second power play chance of the game, just the 4th overall. Perfect 1-for-1 so far, or is Orangeville. The goal from Liam Matthews. 1-for-2 on the Burlington side of things. They got theirs to open the game from Ty English. 3-2 overall, however, Orangeville with the lead. They'll set up with Deer, Matthews, and Benedict high. Matthews behind the back to Bucktooth. Near side crease is Marquis. Benedict, Matthews, they go against the grain there for Marquis. Now Bucktooth. Still no shot. Quick stick in the corner. There are just too many options on the man advantage for the Northmen. And when they all touch it and it goes back and forth, there is not a whole lot any goaltender or defense can do. Boy, oh boy, that line loves to score, don't they? When you watch the celebration, pretty much every time it goes in, Aiden Fern turns and lifts the face-off clean all the way up into the ceiling here at Tony Rose. 8 minutes gone here in the second period. Ty English, near side Rawson. Back for English. He's going one-on-one and knocked down by Millsap. Rosa. Recovery near side. Rawson gets knocked off the ball. Picked up by Owen Rand. And Rand behind the screen of Millsap. Off the bench, Bucktooth! Don't let Orangeville go on a run, because they'll be likely to run you out of the building. Watch this sell right there. Huge move from Rand to sell the fake to everyone in attendance except perhaps Jamison Bucktooth. Back-to-back goals here in the period now for Orangeville. Their biggest run of the series was 5 straight in the third period on Friday night, but they did have 3 in the first.
Assist by number 44, Jameson Bucktu. And number 24, Caleb Benedict. Time of that goal is 12-15.
We're still announcing the goal all the way back from Marquis, who again has not been able to find that outside shot, but they take it down to the crease on the power play. And it works to perfection as he puts it in the back of the net. 11:39 to go here in the second. 5-2 now the lead for Orangeville. And they're going to say that Fern was early that time. Ben Trumbull and Burlington awarded the possession. Ty English, got to watch that over and back line. Bit nonchalant as he was close to mid-floor. Up top, Tyson will rip off the crossbar, off a Wrigley area and in.
Scored by number 44, Jameson Bucktu.
This doesn't look like much. But Ty English is going to clear his man out, and then
Bucktu from Ron.
if Tyson starts to get hot, better watch out for number 23, who brings the deficit back to 2. Back-to-back face-offs here, going the way of Burlington. Last one by violation. This one Trumbull wins clean. And now Rawson will wait it out. Here's Saris. Another player who's normally lethal outside rip has gone wide a few times, so they try the quick stick from McLeod back to 21, and when it does hit the net, Origlieri is there to send it aside. Owen Rand. Marquis to Matthews. Whitcomb setting a high screen. Trey Deer will go back to Marquis, who's a long way from his correct side. Matthews, Whitcomb, return pass. Matthews scores! Keep your eye on Austin Matthews, reminding us of Austin Matthews here. Liam Matthews just sneaking out wide. That's not the shot that he wants from way out there, but still manages to take it. Had a couple better looks on that set. And Liam Matthews with another 3-point night. And now a 6-3 lead. Fern, face-off win, Teeple. Pack to Bucktooth, quickly down the other way. And Knott had to shrug it away. Unassisted. I don't know about that, but okay. Benedict to Spallina. Up top, Deer. Matthews has it again. Now Benedict slowly back across to Matthews. He'll wheel over the top on the run, and oh boy, Knott just got a piece of that. And as we're in hat-trick watch territory now for Liam Matthews. He returns it for Benedict. Knott makes the save. Oh, Spallina! Boy, oh boy, Joey Spallina. Around the world, through the double team, into the back of the net. And the celebration is on for one of the prettier goals so far of this final series. Just past the halfway mark, Northmen have made it a 7-3 lead. Four-one period so far. Again, in this, traditionally their better period. Miles Newport grabbing that face-off. Aiden Fern actually stepped on the ball and fell, opening it up.
By number 81.
Wide shot there from Owen Taze.
Assist number 34.
Tyson on his wrong side. Gonna come in behind the net. Cole Teeple and Cameron Pack doubling him, and Pack and Tyson continue to have words. Meanwhile, Teeple back the other way. His shot didn't miss by much. Did miss, however, as Trumbull will pick it up on the other side of center and then bounce it past the Wrigley area up into the screening.
And please remember to grab your 50-50 tickets at the front.
Cohen Jennings has a goal in this game. Whitcomb to the far side for Trey Deer. Deer, man all over him is Alexis Simard. Not enough for a holding call though. Golden Marquis fakes the return pass up top. Under 5 in the shot clock for Marquis. Gonna take it long range and a skipper in on Knott. Deer tied up with Simard in front of the crease. The extra shove from Deer, and him and Simard wished each other adieu as they head off to the benches. Ty English up top. Marinier shot handled by Wrigley area. This is going to bounce over and back. Excuse me. No violation as it was on the rebound. Ty English for Rawson. Delayed penalty coming here to Burlington. They've got time to get Knott to the bench. Rawson will retreat to the safety of the field X position behind the net. Low shot. Marinier full splits from a Wrigley area, and he'll hang on to the ball. This will be Burlington's third power play. 1 for 2 coming in. Try and catch the call through the middle here. Not sure, unless it was too many men, but Orangeville go down a man again. And the Bunny Barn faithful are not happy about it. Here's Saris, far side. Get the sense that Burlington needs one here. No, there's a ton of lacrosse to be played, but Tyson tries his best to get that around the screen. Wrigley area there to make the save, but can sense the momentum on the side of Orangeville, and as tight as this series has been, perhaps getting to be a little too much of a gap if you get a couple more here in this period. Key penalty kill here for the Orangeville Northmen. That shot from Bucktooth hits a man and went high. Now Rawson with under 7 to play in the period. Rawson for Saris. Marinier. Rosa's in the corner. This is Coltrane Tyson. Rosa's the only one to not touch it yet. Normally the setup man. Marinier goes to it with the no look. Back for Rawson. Marinier, not a lot of movement. Saris, not gonna matter. So Braden Saris snake bit for a couple games here. This is normally their play. They'll normally send a cutter through, but Saris stays high and says, "Don't worry about it, boys. It's in the back of the net." But it's still a 3-goal disadvantage. Fern and Trumbull face off dot again. Trumbull can't pick it up, but it will be Ty English that does. Marinier steps into a shot, kind of appeared out of nowhere on scene. And we get that interference against Teeple. Handing the ball here to the Blaze and Ty English. Out to the far side. That's Brooks English, who got swarmed by both Teeple and Trey Deer. And now Deer, the NCAA All-American, Brings it through. Caleb Benedict, room to shoot, looks it off, goes to Bucktooth instead. He doesn't have room. Trying to find a pass, nothing there either. Under 10 on the shot clock, Spalina wrong side, hard off the end boards. This will go for an over and back. With 5.5 to go in the period. We were 3-2 after one, 7-4 right now. The Northmen doubling up Burlington here in the middle stanza. Chuck Rawson, McLeod to set a screen. They'll go up top for Ty English instead. Marinier with Rosa in front of him. Wheeling over the top, Rawson goes to Ty English, the quick shot. Maybe one more step would have got him closer, but they go back to McLeod with their fresh 30 seconds. Rawson, McLeod. Up high, Marinier, Rosa setting the screen, gets the behind the back flip pass, and then his sidearm shot off the end boards. Origlieri will keep it in his crease where only he or Owen Rand can get it. Rand to Deere, Matthews, Marquis. Matthews and Bucktooth. Jamison Bucktooth, Spalina, hard shot. Back for Matthews, and that goal from Spalina seems to have reined his shot in, as everything else ever since has been right on Deacon Knott. Neither team took a timeout in that first period. Here's Matthews. So they both have 2 in the bag to use whenever they want. About 1 per period. Cameron Pack standing over this ball. And John Vandergiesen will just throw it in the corner for Rossa. Pack goes after Marinier on the far side of the set. Chuck Rawson with the ball, however, near wheels to the top. Marinier off angle. And Origlieri's got all of those angles covered. Edwards. Into the corner for Matthews. Origlieri did not make 60 or more saves at all in the regular season, but now has had to do so in the last 3 straight playoff games. On the run, here's Volkov. Shot off Origlieri. Vredenberg will bring it down. And they continue to pepper the San Diego Seals product in what is his final playoff season of Junior A. Chuck Rawson. Big screen from McLeod, went right through Amos Whitcomb. That gets called. Much to the chagrin of the top coaching staff in the OJLL on that visitors bench. 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Spalina outside, pass the screen, working hard was Whitcomb, and Tipo stops. Number of fakes, and Spalina's done it again. Number 81's got the mojo back. Look at the number of fakes, including that one, and then brings it back and over top of Knott, who was down and out. Start the Twitter poll now. Which one was better? The around the world or the fake out? Joey Spalina putting on a show here tonight in game number 3. Here's Ben Trumbull. 4 goals now, the deficit. Up for McLeod. Through Saris and Marinier. McLeod gets it back one-on-one. And fires past the screen. He was held pointless on Friday night. And now finally gets back on the score sheet. Him and Aiden Fern going one-on-one, and I don't know if that's just a perfectly placed shot. Or if Origlieri didn't see it. Looking over to that Burlington bench, Miles Newport has been getting attention from the trainer all game long, but now Coltrane Tyson has gone over and looks to be in a bit of trouble standing on both feet. So just coming back from injury, missed the majority of the playoffs last year did Tyson. Hasn't played since June 6th. And looks to be back in the trainer's stand again. Liam Matthews' shot goes off the end glass. It goes for the over and back as we're 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. McLeod, quick off the bench, Saris. This is how important Will McLeod's scoring is to Burlington. You got to worry now about the right side and the lefties, and when they're both firing on all cylinders, it's a guessing game for both the Riglieri and the defense, as the last two goals come from opposite sides of the floor. Will McLeod, Braden Saris, part of the big scoring threat. That was the three-headed monster of the Burlington Blaze, along with Alex Marinier throughout the regular season. Ty English wins the race for that loose ball, but got tied up along with Owen Rand, who is having perhaps his best game of these playoffs. Noah Millsap will find a trailing Jamison Bucktooth. His shot hit something along the way and never quite got all the way through to Deacon Knott. Hayden Hiltz had that shot bounce away. Hiltz will cut through the middle now, and bouncer nearly got up and over top of Riglieri, who was going down. Oh my goodness, now Alexis Samard over in front of Damian McGuire. At trainer's table on Burlington side, there's a full-on lineup over there. Spallina to Matthews. On the run, cleared out was Deere. He couldn't shoot because Deere was in the crease. And now Matthews with close to 5 on the shot clock. Whitcomb, his shot gets stuffed. And it'll now be reset as Brooks English brings it down. Marinier looks off the shot, goes to McLeod. And he'll fire one off the stick of defender Colton Barnett. Nate Ruff taking Saris into the end boards. Marinier back with it. 30 seconds to go here in the period. Ty English, quick stick, far side. That was Saris, and whoever gets this is likely going to earn their team a timeout. Still up for grabs, and still not sure who it is. Finally brought up to center. It was in the stick of Colton Barnett of Orangeville. First timeout for either side here in this game. Comes with 23.6 left to go in the second period, as Burlington has brought it back to within 2. 5-4 the period so far for Orangeville. Believe that makes it the highest scoring combined here in the series. Will McLeod getting one of those in the little mini run that Burlington was able to put together there. And here's the follow as it comes from Saris. Liam Matthews, normally the setup man. You can see him in front of DJ Cleveley there in the huddle on the left-hand side. Could argue he would be the hot hand to take this shot, but I was going to say, is there some Spallina magic, but he's not out there. It's Amos Whitcomb, Jamison Bucktooth. Colton Marquis will start with the ball. They've got Trey Deere, Caleb Benedict, and of course Liam Matthews. The 6 attackers set for Orangeville here with 23.6 seconds left in our second period. Marquis just going to wait it out. Whitcomb being worked over in on the crease as we hit the final 10 seconds, and the play will be on shortly. It'll go to Bucktooth. in the corner, feeding through to the middle. That was designed for Benedict. It'll be Bucktooth recovering and tried to shoot it off the back of Deacon Knott and couldn't get there quite in time. Coming up the second intermission, Orangeville is going to salute their under 17 team who won the A finals at the festival today, becoming provincial champions. Their junior A squad trying to do the same. It'll take them a couple games if they choose to do so. Leading here after 2, 8-6. This is game number 3 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Finals, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We'll take the timeout and be back in 9.5 minutes.
On our family dairy farm, there's a saying that the sun doesn't start the day, we do. It's our daily reminder to be our best, make our best. And that our dairy farm doesn't just take care of our family, it's part of something bigger. That's dairy done right.
Gatorade, with electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Gatorade.
The largest scoring period so far in the series, 9 goals combined, 5-4 for Orangeville as we take you through the highlights. And Origlieri did his best to try and stop the charge early on, but eventually the breakthrough did come from Burlington. Traditionally the transition period of the Orangeville Northmen, and they got off early. That shot just going high over top of the bar. But then when they did get it going, that patented Orangeville Northmen run had it up to as many as a 4-goal lead. And Joey Spallina, I think we're going to see it upcoming. Part of those 2 goals, there's a quick stick from Marquis. Then in transition, this is a huge fake from Owen Rand. And a beautiful finish from Bucktooth, trailing. Now, Burlington would come back. And a big goal from Coltrane Tyson. Talked about the fact that the lefties need to get going in this series for Burlington, and he is a huge spark plug for them there. Outside shot from Liam Matthews, who has another 2-goal game in this series. Here's the goal from Spallina, goes around the world, around everybody, and scores. His 2-goal highlight reel streak was broken up by a goal here from Burlington. This one might be even better. Spallina's individual effort takes it down to the crease, beats a double team, a couple huge fakes, all while avoiding the crease. And Joey Spallina has been putting on an absolute show in that second period and throughout this game. We'll see if it continues. Burlington, though, would come back late in the period with 3 goals. McLeod over to Saris to get us to where we are right now. 8-6 heading into the final 20 minutes of this game number 3 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series. These broadcasts are brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. Our crew knows we'll be back here on Thursday night. That'll be game number 5. All games in this series are 8 p.m. If you want to catch game number 4, it's on Tuesday night. The only way to do so is in Burlington at 8 p.m. Download the official OJLL app for score and schedule updates. If required, Game 6 will be Saturday night. That's August 12th in Burlington. And if required, we will be back here on Sunday as well. That's August the 13th, 8 p.m. for game number 7. And the way this series is going, don't make plans on the weekend unless it's to be here or to be at Central Arena. Face-off brought down by Owen Rand again. Commented in that period about the game that he's had, and minor interference call looked like it was called there against Orangeville. The Burlington bench was arguing there should have been an 8 count as well, so take your pick. Either way, ball goes back to Burlington. Here's Josh Rosa. Fakes the low shot, brings it back, dives, kept the feet out, and Rosa, the textbook summer dive goal. The rule here in Ontario is your feet have to stay out of the cylinder the entire time. Orangeville says he did not, but when it happened live, it looked like he was good to go. Rusty Kruger perhaps wishing he had a flag to throw, and I don't know if that one would stand up. Cameron Pack bringing down this face-off despite taking a check pretty high up. Swim move from Pack to Spallina as the offense will set up again. We've got ourselves a 1-goal game here in this OJLL final series because of course we do. Spallina shot not with the rebound. It rolled out of his crease, and Marquis was there trying to pick up, but Ty English got there first. He'll bounce it here to Saris. Cross for Ross and back to Saris, who took top spot. And that outside shot has been not dialed in tonight for Saris, except for that one goal he scored. Sidearm McLeod. Saris reaching for it, knocked it in the direction of Ty English. And then that must have been in the crease when McLeod touched it. Riglieri was trying to drag it back in. Minute and a half gone in the third. Cohen Jennings stood up by Vredenberg, passes to Whitcomb. Coming in off the bench, Jamison Bucktooth wheels over the top, his shot high. Deer one-handed and Knott recovers for the save. A great offensive play for the one hand of Deer. Great defensive play from Knott. How about a better play from Cohen Jennings? Knott's going to back out and get back in his net. Jennings well falling. The man all over him, about to get drilled a second time. Restores the 2-goal advantage. You see the player fall. Cooper Jackson there in the crease. That's done enough to call for, I think, our first wipe down of the game. Oh, Director Chris Main says it's our second. I missed one. Either way, discussing with some fans. We have our own fans that have been keeping our crew cold, but it has been warmer for previous games that we've been at. Although they assured me it's definitely not cool in here by any stretch.
Assist by number 91,
Trumbull.
and number 24, Caleb Benedict. Time of the goal, 18:07. Jennings from Spalina.
Spalina and Benedict pick up the assist.
Trade Deer, excuse me.
Now they change it to Trade Deer.
Benedict at 18:07.
But this is Nate Ruff. Deer to Matthews. Matthews sitting on hat-trick watch. No room for him to cut through. Shot clock will tick down to 10 as Spalina gets it from his wrong side. Like that's mattered on his 2 goals tonight. Here's Matthews! And that's number 3. It's the Joey Spalina effect. When he scores those goals, you can see the defense all with their back turned to Matthews. All of them kind of on that right side of the floor, and that opens the lane for Matthews, who takes off, goes in, and has the hat trick. Another 4-point game for Liam Matthews. Give him 13 now in the series through 3 games. You look at the numbers and the flashiness that guys like Marquis and Spalina, Trey Deer have put up this season on offense. He's kind of forgotten on offense, and then you go back and look at the stat sheet and realize that Matthews has had yet another big game, but he has been the main event tonight. Here's Brooke English with the answer again.
Matthews from Deer and Spalina at 17-16.
Saris going to put it in the corner for English. Big cutback move, and he's going to stay out of the black paint as he tap dances in front of a Riglieri. This Blaze team will just not go away. Shocked the Northmen in game number 1 here in this building. And trying to keep it close enough here in the 3rd period. Ben Trumbull, the face-off win. Trumbull tied up along the boards. That's Pack. They get separated as Ty English high steps the far side. Back for Trumbull. And Fern slid through to get enough of the stick to deflect that one up into the rafters here at Tony Rose Arena. Matthews across the restraining line. He'll bounce it across to Spalina. Spalina on the run, took the shot, saw a little gap over that left knee of Knott, who took it away as quickly as Spalina thought he saw it. Jennings will stumble over center, opening Saris to give the pass to Rosa in the middle. McLeod's shot sailed just wide. Two Blaze players go for it, and it's going to be Josh Rosa picking up the loose ball, and then got drilled from the back. That'll give them a fresh 30 seconds as well. Rosa fakes the cut. Marinier to the far side for Rawson. Rosa is getting all kinds of worked over on the crease, and now tripped up and falling. Trail official has a trip. Lead official had minor interference. And it'll be a power play for Northmen. Cora perfect. 2 for 2 coming in. Saris and Aiden Long tied up. And Saris gets called for the trip, and Dan McCrae doesn't like it.
Burlington penalty number 21, Brady Saris. 2 for tripping. Time of the penalty 15:45.
It'll be Bucktooth up top. No shot from Benedict, now takes it. That one came 7 seconds into the power play. Running down the far side, Alexis Samard slams on the brakes. Passes back across. Cooper Jackson. On the hands, team sees Pack arriving with speed. Already had to deal with Trey Deer. Can't avoid the double team, and it will be Deer. That brings it out, but rushed his pass across to Matthews. And now they've got to hurry to get across center. He does so, taking the stick of Ty English with him. Liam Matthews. DJ Cleveley wants them to hold it. Up top, Marquis. The seal from Benedict, the sidearm shot, hits off of Ty English. Rebound's going to bounce right back to him. He'll leave it for Volkov. No room to run for Nicholas Volkov, who does like to take off. Does that to the bench here with Rosa. Now bringing it into the corner. And we haven't seen Coltrane Tyson. I said he was over by the trainer. The spin move comes here from Ty English. On the run, his shot sailed wide of the net. Trying to see if I can see him over on the bench even. But just as soon as he returns to the lineup, he's back out. After a 2-goal performance from number 23. Marquis. Bucktooth. Kick save from Knott as the crowd starts to come alive. Dying seconds of the power play. Marquis. Behind the net, Spalina to Trey Deer. Normally the play set intended for Spalina, but Marquis will go to Whitcomb. Bucktooth. Screen in front by Deer. Vredenberg recovered to block the shot, and it'll bounce straight to Trumbull as the penalty expires. Back checking Deer in transition. Vredenberg shot handled by Riglieri. They come back the other way. It's Nate Ruff. He'll trail Aiden Long, trying to clear out Samar. Benedict. Back for Matthews. 10-8 the score. 7 minutes gone here in the third. Matthews shoots through traffic and not able to see that one. Connor Knock takes off. He's got Brooks English with him. English one-on-one with Liam Matthews. Elijah Edwards will come over to help, and now that allows Matthews to get off the floor. Saris, his shot wide again. Off the end boards, and Long will take it up over center. No interference this time. As his bouncer finds Noah Millsap. Deer Slowly jogging it in. Whitcomb off the bench is Bucktooth. One hand cradles into the check of Ty English. Opening the screen was Trey Deer, and they had the pick and roll, but couldn't get the pass off, and Ty English is going to be the beneficiary. His shot hits the outside of the net. Millsap back the other way. We'll give to Trey Deer, and they'll hold things up with half offense, half defense out there, and a long way from their home bench. Amos Whitcomb takes a whack. Benedict, no shot. Turns and does take one off the end boards. Trey Deer gets the rebound, but the shot clock's down to 6 when Benedict gets his second opportunity. Officials aren't sure who that hit. Did it bounce cleanly off the floor, or did it hit a Burlington player? Straight up and out is the call from inside the referee's huddle. Josh Rosa. Rosa looked to return back near side. Marinier was cleared out, and there was no one to pass to. Late shot there. Saris is going to go for a slash on Pack. They've seen a lot of each other throughout this series and here tonight. Pack has drawn the ire of a number of Burlington players, and Saris is going to go to the box as a result. Spallina, quick stick, Deer, shot it through the crease. It'll come back to Spallina late in the shot clock from long range, just wide. And the 4th power play of the game coming up here to the Orangeville Northmen. Out in Burlington, the minor programs from both the Blaze and the Northmen were lined up behind both goaltenders. Blaze behind Origlieri and Northmen behind Knott all night long as the first "you can't do that" chant comes out from the Northmen players. Few of their representatives also coming out to take care of a wipe down in the crease of Deacon Knott. And their U17 representatives honored at the second intermission for capturing gold medal at the final 6 today. So yet another banner to hang here inside Tony Rose Arena. Trey Deer, Caleb Benedict playing catch. They'll go down low to Marquis, now across for Matthews. Bucktooth clearing the space. Shot does come, but bounces away from Volkov. Benedict to Deer, hard shot. Marquis finds the mark. Colton Marquis' second power play goal of the game. Puts the Northmen up by 3. And Knott got a piece of it, but not enough as it just trickles over the line. And now the Orangeville fans trying to get on Deacon Knott, who has a glance over to the corner and shakes his head. Fern steals that one from Trumbull, gets it back to Ron. Owen Rand drilled up into the face mask, and Burlington's going to go back to the box. And it'll be one of their best penalty killers and transition specialists, Ben Trumbull, who sits for at least 2 for this hit coming up right here. Call from the officials is a 2-minute minor. 3 for 4 is the Orangeville power play. Trey Deer trickles through, not again. As they're announcing the most recent goal that trickled through Deacon Knott, Trey Deer does the exact same thing and makes it a 12-8 score. Northmen up by 4, and Knott's going to come take a break. That's Thomas Kizak, who clinched the series for Burlington over Mimico when Knott was serving a 1-game suspension. I presume this is just a breather for Deacon Knott, as Kizak, one of the Nepean affiliated players. There were 5 of them at one point on this Burlington roster. Trumbull won the face-off, but it rolled straight into the stick of Cameron Pack. They're going to call him for a push-off. Brooks English will bounce it up to Saris. Well, Caleb Benedict's going to pick up another assist, giving him 4 on the day. And Liam Matthews with his assist gives him 5 points yet again in this series. Put him up to 14 over the 3 games. Trey Deer takes the flip pass. Amos Whitcomb still faking like he had it. Deer will give off to Spallina. Hat-trick watch in effect for Spallina. Matthews. Long outside shot rings the pipe in behind Kizak. Cohen Jennings with the long rebound. Whitcomb to Spallina, near side for Matthews. He goes one-on-one in the bounce shot. Matthews filled in afterwards from Vredenberg. And now Burlington trying to break out with it. Owen Taze does get it past Matthews. Kizak to the bench. This is just going to be to get the change for Knott back in. They'll keep 5 attackers on. Saris in the corner, and Knott greeted back to the game with a chorus of boos. Under 5 on the clock to the offense. Rosa, no room to shoot. And as the offense of the Northmen pick up their game, the defense start to dig in. How many times have we seen that in this building over the years? This is turning into a stereotypical Orangeville Northmen game as they look to take control of the series. Spallina for Deer. Deer to Bucktooth, who would cut through. And this will get all the way back to the timeline where Spallina launches it up and into the screen. Bernier to Ty English. His low shot bounces off a couple boards. It'll be saved. Will the possession by Chuck Rawson, but first one there was Cole Teeple to Pack. Up floor for Aiden Long, and no room to run as they were quick off the bench. Brooks English and the defensive crew. That left side of the offense again without Zach Thompson tonight. For Burlington, Coltrane Tyson goes down with injury. And the long outside shot, just reaching for it, was not got enough to knock it wide. Rosa will hold it back down. But out there pretty much every single possession here in this third period has Josh Rosa. One of 11 graduate players on this Burlington lineup. Rawson's outside shot hits off the end boards. Coming out in second opportunity, Trumbull. And runs over. That was Colm Barnett as we get a stoppage and a wipe down. All 3 players in that trade deadline trade, by the way. Deacon Knott, Ben Trumbull, Zach Thompson. Also graduating from this Burlington team. Orangeville being told to only have 6 who are going to go over age at the end of this year. I know we're streaming the games, but you got to see this series in person. It has been fantastic from the get-go 4 nights ago here at the Bunny Barn. And guess what? Knott's coming back into the cage. Get yourself to Central Arena as well on Tuesday night. It's an 8 p.m. start. Get there early as well. Parking was at a premium on Friday night. Standing room only well before the first period started. And you may want to hydrate before that as well. Our crew will be back here Thursday. That'll be game number 5. At 8 p.m. start time. Here's Spallina. No shot over top of Benedict. Still going to create one himself anyways. And Knott is sitting on top of Spallina in the Burlington crease. Officials will get there. Trey Deer and Samard at the right side of the screen are nose to nose. And we're going to get a stoppage for another wipe down. Trey Deer having words with John Vandergeesen, it sounded like. As Knott tries to clean off his shoes from the collision with Spallina. .6:44 to go here in the third. A 4-goal lead for the Northmen, who have scored 4 in the period to just 2 from Burlington. It was a shutdown period for Orangeville on Friday night, allowing just 1 goal. Deacon Knott has a chuckle with the minor player. Deacon Knott nods his head as he answers the "you suck" chair. I most respectfully disagree, however, as McLeod fires that one right off the throat guard of Origlieri. Official checks on him. He gives a nod of his own to say he's all right. Ball taken away from Cole Teeple here. And we get another. Origlieri's finally got the attention of the official as he's got to check his face mask. My first reaction was, where's the wipe down? But they take it over to the bench, which allows the chorus of Deacon to come out again, and he's got a big grin on his face now. That one's about as good as the overrated chant that Chris Origlieri was greeted with in Central Arena the other night. Player who's already got 2 years of NLL experience under his belt. And Frank Chiliano has been the #1 in San Diego since their inception. Now a member of the Saskatchewan Rush. Here's Brooks English bringing down a rebound. Had Noah Millsap on his back. Rosa trying to catch Origlieri unawares and sneak it through past the post. Saris from long range. Speaking of catching Origlieri unawares, his outside shot completes the hat trick and somehow sneaks through the 5-hole. This will be a good angle of this shot. That's what Saris had to shoot at. It didn't look like a whole ton of a lot, but it gets through the 5-hole. Under 6 to go here in the third, and after period, not a whole lot. Does Burlington have a late run? They'll go back to Saris and Marinier. He wants the shot. Gonna take a defender into a Riglieri. The initial call looked like it was goal, and then there's gonna be a penalty after the fact as Marinier goes hard into a Riglieri. We'll have to wait and see if he did indeed come away with a goal here. I thought the official signaled goal. I saw an arm go up, but it may have been for the penalty on Marinier. Let's see. Or is there a hold coming? I don't think that would be a goal anyways. It looked like his feet crossed through the cylinder before it went in. What a swing that would be. They're going to go back to center, though. And there's nobody in the penalty box, so.
Burlington goal scored by number 13,
Yeah.
Alex Marinier.
Yeah.
Assist by number 21, Braden Ferris. Time of the goal, 5:45. Marinier comes back at 5:25.
Trumbull runs over Colm Barnett looking for the face-off, and there's whistles everywhere. Excuse me, that's not Barnett. It's Pack, and Trumbull's gonna head back to the box. Not the time you want to be putting the 4-for-5 Orangeville power play on the bench. On the floor, excuse me. Burlington have been looking for opportunities to say hello to Cameron Pack throughout this series. Trumbull thought he saw one, but his hit goes upstairs. And there's 2 minutes back on the board late. The Blaze, when they needed a run, will take a penalty. Again, it'll be Trumbull in the box. Transition player of the year, one of their top penalty killers.
5:41. Trumbull, 2 minutes for lead prospect at 5:41.
Needless to say, a massive kill coming up for the Blaze. Deer. Marquis fakes the return pass up top. Ty English in his face. They go to Liam Matthews. Low shot skips just past Knott, and the shot clock will sound. And Ty English is going to jog it down into the corner. He got this party started about almost 2 hours ago with the first goal of the game. That was 22 of them later. English on the run, the low shot there hits the inside of the foot. And we got an Orangeville player down and looks to be hurt. This time it is Barnett. And we need another wipe down to the crease. Colm Barnett straight off and definitely hurt. Paying attention to the left shoulder arm area. This all happens with 1:07 left in the penalty to Ben Trumbull for that high stick right there. .448 to go here in regulation time. Trey Deer, Colton Marquis. They're going to start by playing catch. Low man is, that's Marquis. It's Caleb Benedict up high. Matthews finds Trey Deer. He'll wheel around to his wrong side, look for the quick stick. Marquis was also on his wrong side of the floor. Stick got knocked out of his hands by Radenberg. Here's Benedict. That shot hits Alexis Samard in front, and he's going to high step his way off the floor. Samard hits the bench basically on one leg and then collapses in behind it. Saris. Through Rawson, they go to McLeod. McLeod all the way across floor, back for Saris, looking to return to a cutting McLeod, and it's intercepted. Last chance for the power play here, the Northmen. Long will bounce it to Deere. He tried to leave it on the white line in a hidden ball play, and it was nearly intercepted by Ty English. We are back 5-on-5. Matthews with the ball and 10 on his shot clock. Taking a couple whacks there. Bucktooth cutting in, and Owen Taze from behind knocked the stick and caused that ball to go wide. Credit Alexis Simard for the shot block. Credit Owen Taze for a great defensive play, but now it's turned over. Bucktooth the clean interception, and all the Northmen have to do is keep it out of the Blaze stick. Bucktooth through Whitcomb. Spalina now. One-on-one far side with the Burlington captain. He'll cut to the net. Number of fakes, and Knott makes the save. Maybe his biggest one of the night or the series. Here comes Brooks English. Slows it down, waiting for Saris to catch up. Brooks English looks off Rosa, goes to the crease. Did he keep his foot out? The answer is no. Near side official was tied up with the play. Far side ref made the call. Look out here. Matthews nearly got drilled by English, who goes for the ball instead. Shot high over top of Origlieri, and then it eludes Rawson. Bouncing straight to Caleb Benedict. Both teams have timeouts coming down the stretch here, by the way. 14 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. Ball in the stick of Benedict, far side. Simard wasn't aware. Whitcomb got knocked down. A lot happening on this set with Trey Deere. Finding Bucktooth. He'll drag it back towards the crease. Spin back, no help up top. Everyone had gone off for a change. Cooper Jackson and Chuck Rawson. Deacon Knott to the bench. It'll be Braden Saris. 2-goal disadvantage here against Burlington. Marinier up top for Rosa. Return for Marinier's wide. Saris cuts through the middle. They go to the far side. Saris, Marinier, low shot, hits something in front and deflected it. This won't be over and back, but bouncing dangerously close to the net, and it'll go for a shot clock violation. Minute 25, and the clear and obvious and loud instruction from the bench was use it all. That's the entire 30 seconds of shot clock. Cohen Jennings. As we pass 10 o'clock here, Eastern time. Playing there with Connor Knock, who's able to take it away from big number 17. Ty English here for Trumbull. His flip to Saris, extra attacker out there again. Marinier has a trailer in Rosa. Elects to go through Rawson, now McLeod, cutting back Saris, he twists the shot in for Origlieri. He'll leave it in his crease for Cameron Pack. Quickly up to Nate Ruff now, inside the final 35 seconds. Trey Deere to Matthews as Orangeville spread the floor here in their last few seconds of shot clock. Chase Chivon over mixing it up in front of Burlington's bench. They're not going to use their timeout. Ty English looking for a quick goal. They get it from McLeod with 11.5 left in regulation. Not done yet. It almost looked like Burlington was content to wave the flag and see you on Tuesday. But Will McLeod has other ideas. His second of the night. Aiden Fern returned to the lineup after missing extensive time this season for game number 2. Steve Delamonte, the face-off man for Burlington, not in. They turn to Ben Trumbull, and it's a head-to-head battle. Burlington need it quickly. They will not get it. It's Orangeville that picks up and calls timeout. And Fern stares down Trumbull and says, yeah, I got you. And yeah, we got a 2-1 series lead. Still 4 seconds to play, but it looks like Orangeville will become the first home team to win here in the series and take it back to Burlington on Tuesday. All games are 8 p.m. start times. The only way to see that game number 4 is to be at Central Arena. Our crew will be back here Thursday at Tony Rose Arena. If required, Game 6 Saturday in Burlington. And we may be back here 1 week from tonight for Game 7. Chase Chavon going to get escorted off as he went right at Nicholas Volkov on the stoppage. Saw some of this down the stretch. So look out here, fans starting to make their way to the exits, but 3.3 left. Burlington will go on the power play, and they're going to call timeout and set something up quickly. Dan McQuarrie trying to get the attention of the official. Clock showing 3.3. He thinks there should be a full 4 left. Oh boy, hang on. It looked like the Blaze were gonna dribble it out, as it were. Ty English had a better thought than the best coaching staff in the league, and they've got the hardware to prove it. McLeod scores. And what does the final 4.3 have in store? What else does this series have in store? Only the better part of 3 games in, and it's been fantastic. They're going to start all the way up top. Here comes a run from McLeod. Quick stick. Saris takes the shot, and it's bouncing around. There goes the horn, and it's over. They got the play off, and it didn't work. The Blaze come up just short, and Orangeville become the first home team to win here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Final Series. With their 12-11 lead, they take a 2-1 lead here in the series. Game number 4, Tuesday night in Burlington. An 8 p.m. start, get there early. Game number 5 back here on Thursday. Here is your third period highlights. Rosa with the goal on the crease. And that was all for Burlington for quite some time. Trey Deer nearly scoring a highlight goal that way, but it does lead to this one. Pulled out by Jennings, and it's a pretty finish from him as well. Jennings will finish with 2 goals on the night. Liam Matthews, star of the game perhaps, with another 5-point evening, give him 14 points now in the series. Then Burlington came back. Will McLeod. Excuse me, that was Marinier. This is Marinier again. Him and McLeod and Saris started to come alive late in that third period. There was about less than 6 minutes to go. You go back to that power play where Samard blocked a shot. There was some good saves, and then a couple penalties taken late. This is the one that Orangeville is able to capitalize on. They couldn't on their second, but they end up going 4 for 6 on the evening with the man advantage. 2 for 3 for the Burlington Blaze here on the power play tonight. What a game from Joey Spallina. Back-to-back highlights. Doesn't get one there as he made the bid for the hat trick. He finishes with 3 points. That's what we've got him for unofficially up here in the booth. And then Burlington tried to come all the way back, but come up just short. 12-11 is your final. Orangeville Northmen claim victory. Our director tonight was Chris Main. Our producers for the JVI Sports Network, Gary Morrison. For the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, Colleen Grimes. On behalf of all of them, we thank you for tuning in. I'm Matthew Carrick. We'll talk to you on Thursday night. Game number 4 is on Tuesday in Burlington. Orangeville lead the series 2-1.